Okay, I'm going to try and show us like how you figure out where the moon should be at different phases of its orbit around the Earth. So how do you find out where it should be in the sky at any particular time? So let's say this is the Earth. Okay, I'm putting the sun over here. So here's the sun shining away. By the time the sunlight gets close to the Earth, you can think of it as just all coming from one particular direction. So you can think of the rays of the sun as being parallel, and they're all coming from over here. So let's say that we have this phase of the moon. Okay, and which phase is this? So this is obviously a full moon. And I think I'll just take this out and I'll put that in somewhere else if I want to. So I'm just going to draw the moon as it looks. So what you do is think of the Earth here, right? And this side of the Earth is dark, in darkness at this particular time because you're directly across from the sun. So that means, so let's see where we are, right? So the Earth, remember, is rotating around this way. So I'm looking down. So here is the North Pole. So I'm looking down at the Earth and the Moon system from above. And here's the light coming from the sun. So here we are. If we're just here, what's going to happen? So we're just about to go into the dark from the light. So this must be 6 p.m. So then here, if you're here, right, now you're just about to come into the light as the Earth comes around. So this must be 6 a.m. So if you're here, and the moon is full, directly above you, it must be midnight. And if you are here, right, so in this situation, you have a new moon, right, so you can't see anything. So it must be directly overhead at noon. And if you think about it, that makes sense because the new moon is, by definition, right in front of the sun. So the new moon should be directly above you at the same time as the sun is directly above you. So noon. So how did I decide these times? So 6 p.m. because we're just going into evening. 6 a.m. because we're just coming out of night into the morning. And then these two are just in between. So 24-hour clock. So 6, 6, 6, and 6. It gets messed up a little bit with the summertime and so on, but let's just always assume, for the purpose of this class, that we're looking at 6, 6, 6, and 6. So from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Is daytime, and so on. So this tells us what sort of moon to look for overhead. And what time. So then here at 6 p.m., so remember the moon is like this, right? So this side of the moon is illuminated, so it actually looks like that, right? So that's our first quarter. Now here, if you remember, again, this side of the moon is illuminated, right? It's the same side, but looking from the Earth, right? Looking at it from the Earth, this person, if he looks, he's going to see the illuminated side on the left. So from his perspective, it's actually going to look like this. So this is what we call the third quarter. And this is what we call the first quarter. So the first quarter moon is overhead at 6 p.m. and the third quarter moon is overhead at 6 a.m. So, okay, when I say overhead, what I mean is like the highest point in the sky. So essentially it's going to be high in the sky in the south. But also you have to remember it doesn't get any higher than the sun. It sticks very close to the ecliptic. So you're only going to see it roughly where the sun would be. Okay, how am I going to know from here when the full moon rises? So, looking at this, I have a horizon, right? This is my horizon if I'm here. So at 6 p.m., the Earth is just coming around here. So actually, if you think about it, the full moon is going to be on my horizon. Here. The easiest way to do this is to sort of move it to the center, right? Think of it as at the center. So here is my horizon. Because from the perspective of these distances, it's like this is sort of really, really, really far away. This little 5,000 miles makes no difference. So you can think of you can think of the Earth really as a point if you want. That's fine. So so then this rises above my horizon when I'm here, which is 6 p.m. Okay, so you can draw the horizon. So can I see the full moon at noon? No, because it's never going to rise above my horizon, right? This is above, this is below. The full moon is absolutely below my horizon at noon, so I'm never going to see it. In fact, that makes sense if you just think, well, the sun's above my horizon, but look, the full moon is directly across from the sun. It's the other side of the Earth, so there's no way I'm going to see the full moon at noon. In fact, during the day, because if you think about it, at 6 a.m., where is the full moon? So if I draw my horizon then, it's actually just about to sink below the horizon. So it's been up all this time. It was here, right? And you came around, it's still above your horizon here. But when you get to here, your horizon is just falling off the other side. So you're just about to lose the full moon. So think about it, when the moon is full, you might see it like just before you go to bed at night, and then if you're a reasonably early riser, it's still going to be there in the morning, okay? So it's there, it should be up through the night, through that 12 hours. So this tells you how to figure out, what sort of moon is going to be overhead at any particular time. So let's take this red guy here. So here's his moon. So I'm going to draw the moon. Right? It's like this. So only the illuminated side is visible. So he can see illuminated on the left, everything is illuminated, but he's just starting to lose the right side a bit. So from his perspective, it's going to be looking like this. So he's got the whole of the half. He's got the half moon. Oops. Plus a bit. There's some missing. So this bit here is missing. So this is what we call the waning gibbous. What time is it overhead for this guy? So he's sort of halfway between midnight and 6 a.m. So we'll say it's at 3 a.m. it's overhead. Highest in the sky. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated maybe. Don't worry about it. If this is useful, then you can use it, and if it's not, you don't have to. Right. I don't think that you need any of this for the quiz necessarily. Or maybe you just need to know the full moon is across from the sun and the new moon is under the sun. That's about as much as you would need to know. All right, but this will be available if you want to use it.